Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm so happy you're here. As always, all of my links are down in the description, including my social media, my Patreon, as well as my Amazon storefront. So please go check those out. And without further ado, let's get into this week's video. Enjoy! So today I wanted to film a video in a little bit of a different style so that I could talk about something that I'm very, very passionate about, which is mental health and the fitness industry and the do's and the don'ts and the toxicity and the things to watch out for. So this time of year, especially with the holidays, you will hear a lot of fitness coaches and trainers and influencers tell you that working out is a great way to relieve your stress. So if you are frustrated by your family, or you get in a fight with your spouse, or whatever, go to the gym, work it off. So first of all, working out is not going to fix your mental health. And I am living proof of this. For people who don't know, I take medication every morning that is an antidepressant and anti-anxiety. I go to therapy. Many of you have seen Biscuit on this channel, who is my service dog, who's trained to help me in those moments when the anxiety or the depression or the PTSD kicks in. So I definitely do have a little bit of knowledge about both the mental health area and then obviously the fitness area. So the thing that tends to be dangerous is when people say, oh, the best medicine for anxiety or depression is the gym. Go lift heavy weights, go for a run, go do whatever your favorite workout is. That can be a really helpful tool to have in your toolbox, but it's not a substitute for things like medication and therapy and a service animal should you choose to have one. The problem becomes being dependent on the gym in order for you to not have those feelings of anxiety, depression, bipolar, whatever it is. And this is where really toxic, unhealthy relationships with the gym start to form, is because your brain thinks that the only way to deal with this thing that's going on is to work out. And so all of a sudden you are working out several hours a day, 7 days a week, and our bodies were not meant to do that. That's why whenever I teach a Zumba class, I always tell people, hey, this is supposed to be hard because our bodies were not meant to do 45 minutes worth of straight cardio. And that's the truth coming from a master trainer and nutritionist. And that's not necessarily horrible advice, but there are some things wrong with it that can lead to further problems, and that's what I want to talk about. And so there are a few things that I recommend my clients do if they are having any sort of mental health day, and these are things that I try to do for myself so that I'm still aware of being active and getting that physical activity in, but I'm also doing it in a way that isn't forming an unhealthy relationship with it. So the first thing that I always tell my clients and that I do myself is just get outside and go for a walk, because there's something about being outdoors and in the sunshine that is going to do wonders for you. While you are on said walk, listen to a podcast or an audiobook or music that makes you feel good. And I'm not talking about listening to NPR to catch up on the news, because let's be real, that is not happy, that is not positive, that's not going to make us feel better, that's going to make us feel worse. So find something that will make you feel good and get out of your head, even if it's just for 15 minutes, because sometimes that 15 minutes is all you need. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you have a balanced meal. And I know that sounds ugh, but I'm telling you, your body needs to have all of the nutrients and the substance for you to even think about being able to get out of the funk that you're in. And so when I say a balanced meal, we're talking about a carb, a fat, and a protein. I'm not even saying this has to be the healthiest meal on the planet, but you just need to get all three of those macros in there. For me, I love doing avocado toast. That's a favorite. Some sort of sandwich or breakfast sandwich. That's another go-to for me. Or even something warm. You can do, your favorite soup and crackers, things like that are going to give you those nutrients, but also are comforting. And so it doesn't feel like you're just having to have another healthy meal, because that's the last thing you want to do when you're in one of those moods. And the last thing I want to say is, just like you wouldn't work out when you're sick, you also should not push yourself to work out when you are dealing with a mental health crisis, because you are asking a lot of your body, just like when you're sick, and that is not productive. You are not going to have a good workout if you are struggling to lift the weights, struggling to do the exercises properly, because you will get hurt. You will get hurt because you're not there and you're not thinking about it the way that you should be. And there will be consequences if you push yourself to work out when you shouldn't be. So think of your mental health days as sick days. If you wouldn't ask yourself to work out when you have the flu, don't ask yourself to work out in that situation either. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I hope you have an amazing holiday, however you celebrate. If you are with family, I hope that you have so much fun, and I hope that if you are celebrating alone, that you do something special just for you. So have an amazing holiday, and I will see you very soon for another video.